Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. There was a rocky start to the Fees Commission initiated by President Jacob Zuma in Tshwane last week. Several student formations started criticizing the relevance of the commission barely a few days after it commenced. For its part, the South African Union of Students says free quality education is non-debatable, while the Pan-Africanist student movement of Azania boycotted the gathering, dismissing it as toothless and a waste of time. The Higher Education Department says there has been no pronouncement on university fees for 2017. It further reiterates that it is still engaging with stakeholders, promising that a decision on the matter should be reached by the end of this month. We are live, and therefore you can call us and air your views. The numbers to dial 0891104210. My guest, Anisa Nazimpaka. She's a student entrepreneurship officer at the South African Union of Students, SAUS. And joining us from Tshwane is Vusi Mahlang, who is the spokesperson of PASMA, the Pan-Africanist student movement of Azania. Let me welcome you both. Let me welcome you there in Tshwane as well. Perhaps let me just start with you. You rejected as PASMA the commission altogether. You said you are not participating, dismissing it as toothless.
Yes, thank you very much, Mpho.
Yes, go on.
We view the commission as a toothless waste of time and resources, and we will therefore like to state in no uncertain terms that this commission, like any other commission before it, is not going to serve victims in this instance, which are students of this country who are sold education. Just like high-profile commissions before it, examples can be made with the TRC, which left perpetrators of crimes roaming around and victims still bleeding. Marikana Commission, we have seen again, high-profile commission, resources wasted, victims are still to see justice today, and perpetrators are roaming around. The same can be said with this current commission. They are called perpetrators of financial exclusion of students, vice principals, the Department of Education and High Treasury to the commission to justify their years of exclusions of students, thousands of students. And for over the last 5 to 10 years, students of this country have made it in no uncertain terms that they demand nothing but free education for all. Submissions by students have been made in several memorandum of demands that have been sent to the department and the presidency over the last 5 to 6 years. If they want submissions of students, they must just peruse those. Okay. It is so surprising that in this country, you will need a commission for you to deliver basic services to the people. Okay. But you don't need a commission to embark on a wasteful expenditure like monies that are utilized in other projects that are supposed to be sent to fund education.
Okay. Well, the South African Union of Students, you participated, you're participating in the commission. I guess that means you recognize it as a tool or perhaps a vehicle to address your plight.
Okay, thank you very much. The reason SAWUS went to this commission was we were given a mandate by SRC from across the country where we met with them just before varsities could open, and this is the mandate that we were given to represent SRC and to give a point of view, what we think to give our contribution to this commission. But then after walking out of there, we found that it's a waste of time, really. We found a commission that's only sitting at this time of the year, whereas this commission was supposed to have began its work long ago, from last year, from the beginning of this year, and we're finding ourselves in this situation.
So what does it mean that you are now going to the streets?
It could ultimately mean we're going to the streets, but for now, we have convened SRCs from across the country, and these SRCs are convening mass meetings to get a mandate from the students on the ground, because you must remember, it's the students on the ground who suffer. So the SRC from across the country are now embarking on calling mass meetings, and from there we'll take it forward and see what the student population has to say, and then we have to take it from there.
What is PASMA suggesting to be the way forward? If you're saying the Fees Commission is a waste of time, what do you suggest should happen then?
Well, we have put 4 non-negotiable demands when we boycotted the commission. The first one was we demand that free education, a provision for free education, be introduced beginning from 2017, not later than 2017. We're tired of delays. Secondly, we have put a demand that our colleagues who led the protest, fees must fall, roads must fall, throughout the country are currently facing suspensions and expulsions in various universities, UCT, UJ, University of South Africa. We demand that those leaders be brought back immediately. Thirdly, we demand that all charges that are currently faced by students in various courts in this country as a result of fees must fall protests, they should be dropped. Then you can then be able to speak in good faith. You can't be still witch hunting leaders of a protest while at the same time you want to engage on the question of free education and its feasibility. There is a serious witch hunt against student leaders throughout the country, and those are non-negotiable demands that were put in place. Already our branches throughout the country have been mandated to start mobilization, to start even with the consultations with the general students at large, as our colleagues from South are doing the same. We have also held mass meetings with workers who are, in some universities are in the process of being insourced, in some universities are still outsourced, to also seek support from these workers as we had supported them in their protest at the beginning of the year and last year. We are planning a huge protest if our government is not willing to provide a free education for all at the beginning of 2017. We reject as a non-starter any debate that has to do with fee increment or any fees. We have learned harsh lessons. We are no longer prepared to be sold a dummy of 0% increment like it was done last year. This year, our debate has nothing to do with increment, but we are speaking free education now. And if there is any talk about the progressively reaching free education, probably we must start speaking about fee decrement, because it's scandalous to tell us that we progressing towards free education, yet we are still expecting us to pay the very same fees that we can't afford even now.
Okay, Itumeleng, you are in Pretoria. Welcome.
Thank you, Mpo.
Yes.
I think Vusi must concentrate on the funding. Where is the government going to get the money? Because he's saying he's demanding this, he's demanding that from government. But government does not have money. Everyone, we are the ones who are going to pay with our taxpayers' money. So at the end of the day, they need to sit down with the government, see where are you going to get the money. They must concentrate on the funding. Free education, it is possible, but they need to concentrate on where are they going to get the money. And you must ask him what happened with him pretending that he was, kidnapped. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, Vusi, 2 questions there for you. Let's deal with the other one. We'll talk about the kidnapping later.
Okay, no, thanks very much, Mpo. Firstly, we must make it very clear that this country has a lot of resources that are there, firstly with the government, and some of them are in the hands of the private sector, which are the capitalists in this country, which our government has been refusing to expropriate. It is very clear if our government and its capitalist bosses cannot afford free education, therefore people of this country cannot afford this government. The money is there. You have individuals who have been stealing African mineral resources for many years, who are worth over $1 trillion, yet you are going to tell us that this country cannot afford free education. Expropriate private ownership. If you are unable to do that, then the government must fall with the fees themselves.
Okay. We are about to take a quick break, but you are said to have been kidnapped. You disappeared for a couple of days and you re-emerged. What happened? Well,
the matter is before the court, Mpo. It's a sub judice matter. which have a very clear mandate from the investigating officers and the lawyers not to speak about it in detail as yet. However, a time will come wherein probably a proper account of what had happened will be made to the entire nation.
No,
perhaps let me also
we have heard that line for so long, and people keep on telling us, I will spill the beans after this and that has happened. We never get that time. Were you abducted?
The court will be able to clear that, Comrade. Unfortunately, as we have heard it long before that line, you have not heard it from me. That's unfortunate. But this time around, we're hearing it from me. And for as long as I'm alive, I will keep to my word that we will have time to sit down and discuss this matter with the nation. And as I've said, let me smuggle again this matter as it was smuggled by the caller, that I would like to thank the nation for the support they've given to me when I was in tough time. Had it not been the nation, I wouldn't be here today.
When you were where?
When I was in tough times, the nation gave 100% support to me, and I'm very appreciative to that.
We're taking a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with this discussion. Please don't go away.
Do you need a funeral policy?
Joy is found in the little things. Ke ho phedisa, ho fepa le ho hodisa.
Ukuba ibona ukuvela kwethuba lalokho okungenzeka.
In being there when one journey ends and another begins.
Een ideaal van die klein dingetjies wat kosbare herinneringe word. Life is the gift of growing new memories each day.
So that our loved ones can preserve them after we are no longer here.
Life is a gift to us.
Since 1918, AFBOB has comforted and supported South African families in their time of need.
Protecting their loved ones' memories with respect and dignity.
Plus, committed and trusted funeral representatives with more than 250 branches nationwide.
There for you every hour of every day.
AFBOB provides a complete funeral service solution for everyone, even if you're not an AFBOB policyholder.
Make sure your family comes first. Always. AFBOB, we're here for you.
Goodbye, my love.
If you would like AFBOB to call you about a new policy, SMS family and your name to 41790.
You see this, but you feel this. You see this, but this is what you feel. You don't see this, but it feels something like this. And this is what you drive. The Audi A4 110 kilowatt Sport from only 5,999 per month, and we'll cover almost 3/4 of the deposit. We'll pay for the dream so you can drive the reality.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. My guest today, Anisa Nazimpaka. She's a student entrepreneurship officer of SAUS, the South African Union of Students. And in Tshwane, we are joined by Vusi Mahlangu, spokesperson for PASMA. Let's talk about what you are going to do. Chances are you are not going to get free education next year. What are you going to do?
Look, as the union, our stance is government right now, we're looking at the 0% increment. That's what we're looking at. In realization that the government commits itself to free quality education. Because we've been singing this tune, do you understand? So really the question shouldn't be coming back to us as students. It should be going to the government and asking them, what are you prepared to risk to give that black child who is in the rural area education that they deserve? How is it that we've put a price tag to education when education is what's going to liberate us? That's our question and our stance as SAUS.
So do you believe that free education is possible?
I believe that free quality education is possible, yes. Let's not compromise the quality part for the free part.
Gabs, you are in Durban.
Yes.
Go ahead.
How are you?
I'm well, Gabs.
It's university fees.
It's what?
University fees.
I can barely hear you, Gabs.
They don't have to pay. They have to pay.
Oh, okay.
If they don't want to pay, you them with the Americana.
I can't hear Gab. I think Gab would have to call us back. I can barely hear you there, Gab. Unfortunately, we have to just go on with the show. And a reminder that indeed you can call us and hear your views on the numbers on your screen there. Please dial the number 089-110-4210. Let's hear your take on this matter of fee-free education. Now, PASMA, you are engaged in a parallel process of consultation as well, whilst SAUS is also engaging in the same process in consulting the students, various student bodies all over the country. Now, what is going to happen? You are saying you want free education next year. They are saying they don't want increment. What is going to happen?
Well, Mpho, we must state it very clear that it's a reformist approach by our colleagues in South to stick to the very same 0% that were given last year, because
Yes.
it seeks to suggest that as things stands, students can afford the current fees. The only perhaps concessions we can be able to take if free education we don't get next year is 20% fee decrement, because these fees must start decreasing towards reaching zero. They can't stand at the same stage while students are being excluded, while students complaining that they cannot afford the current fees.
Okay.
The 0% is no longer in the table for us.
Hold it there. Let's take Professor. Professor, you're in Tabazimbi. Welcome.
Listen for the guy.
Papa.
You know, Mpho, I think there is money. I think the government can still subsidize, and I fully agree with Busi there. That, you know, this thing of government, the issue of raising raising this money. It's not going to be possible. The only thing that they should be on the agenda, on the table now, because our country is very rich. If they wanted, if they want to see other countries like Libya, from the information that I got, that it's from zero, from primary to tertiary education. They should learn from those countries. And the other issue is the issue that I have just picked up from Wusi when he says that some leaders of the last year's Christmas must fall are being expelled. I mean, that is victimization. And now our government, they are now treating our students just like the way the apartheid regime was treating us. Have they not learned something from? I mean, somebody is fighting for his right, of which we think that is the student constitutional right. But now the university's management now suspend or expel them. I don't think it is the right way to do. But thank you very much. Thank you very much, Nico.
Thank you so much, Prof. There in Tabazimbi. Nika, let me allow you to just respond to that.
Okay. Thank you very much. One thing I just want to say is, looking at fee decrement is one of the solutions to realizing free quality education. Now, what I'm not understanding from PASMA's stance is, you say that you want free quality education now, and then you're looking at, for example, decrement. So it's really contradicting, he's contradicting his statements there. But what I want to touch, the issue of student leaders being victimized. We are calling for a stop to this, because the very same student leaders who take to the streets, they are victimized. I mean, if you go past our campuses in the mornings, during the day, it's like a military base. You have your examples of UJ, your example of WITS. There's high police presence. Now, if the state and universities have money to put those stands in place, why is it that when we come to speaking about free education, it's not possible?
Thomas, you are in Soweto.
Mpho, man, I'm sorry, man. You know what I like for our government, actually, it's having opportunity to take
our students to Cuba instead. It's using money for that. So let us put our children, actually, to give them the opportunity to go there. I think for us to have illiterate in the country, please let us fight something. I think sometimes will be good, okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Thomas there in Soweto. Vusi, let me bring you into the discussion here. Contradiction.
Well, I think there was a misunderstanding. My colleague didn't capture me very well. I said their approach of accepting only 0% for this year, it is a bit of a reformist. The only concession that we can make, it can never be the 0% increment for 2017. For 2017, we want free education, but the only concession as a progressive step towards free education can only be a 20% decrement for 2017, not a 0% that they are prepared to concede for. Probably who is contradicting here between me and her, but perhaps this is not a time for me and her to be embarking on such a kind of a debate. We should be working on consolidating our efforts of mass mobilizations from their sides, as they allege that they will be holding mass meetings and will be doing the same, and consolidate and fight towards free education for all at the beginning of 2017, which we all know that is very much possible if there can be political will from powers being. If those that are holding power today can stop protecting their capitalist masters.
And if it doesn't happen?
Well, the students will be left with no option but to shut down not only the universities but the country at large. The government is sitting on a ticking time bomb. Young people of this country are hungry for education. Some of them are in universities. Some of them are out there excluded in our townships. They are hungry to go to the education. We'll be mobilizing them. We'll be mobilizing our parents that are currently unable to pay these fees. We will be mobilizing our colleagues that are unemployed youth, not in universities, doing nothing there at home, to join this particular action. And they are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Something bigger than what we saw last year towards Union Building is loading as things stands.
Are you prepared to accept the resolutions that are taken at South level?
Well, we are not an affiliate of South. We respect it as an organization, like we expect them to respect us as our organization. And if they take a resolutions and is not in contradictory to our own resolutions, we'll cooperate with them as much as we'll expect them also to cooperate with us. We have a common objective here, as they claim that they are for free quality education for all, like we are. Therefore, we can cooperate with each other. However, we cannot be binded or bulldozed by their resolutions, as much as we don't expect them to do the same on our side.
So does it mean that if South agrees unanimously that we are accepting whatever government is, whatever government is offering, which may not be what PASMA has proposed, are you willing to let campuses run smoothly if students are saying we want to go to classes whilst these matters are being addressed and not disrupted?
Well, that will be the selling out of students by South if they can go that route. We therefore not going to allow our students to be sell out, and I hope they will not go that route. If that happens, it will therefore mean that the cooperation that we are prepared to have with them on common grounds, it will no longer be common. It will mean that we will continue with the mass mobilizations, and the protest will have to continue with or without South.
Let me just add there. It's not SAWUS that submits the resolutions. We take demands from our student bodies, from the SRC, who then take demands from the student population. So of course, if we're making submissions, we have to listen to what the students on the ground are saying. We can't just wake up out of nowhere and decide we're going to agree to this. It's what the student body has agreed to, and that is what we are going to be working with. Because it's with or without, there's nothing about students without students, and we have to listen to SRC, who listen to their student population.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Thank you guys, and wish you all the best. And when the case is done, Vusi, please come and tell us whether you were kidnapped or you just went AWOL?
Well, Mpho, that is a promise that I make to the nation, not only to you. I made to the nation. Okay. However, I just have one last mandate that I must say, patriarchy must fall. My friend said I must not forget that.
Okay. Well, a reminder that that was question time for today. And from me and the crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. Goodbye.